What's up, all you cool kids? This is Daisy Collins of TsunamiRose.net coming at you live from my craft room here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today I'm doing a flip-through video redo flip-through video because the first time that I did this, the replay was terrible, so I am here hoping that this is better. Anyways, so today I'm showing you the flip-through video of my patchwork collection. I still have, I don't know, like 5 more of these to finish up, but I'm looking over them. I've sold a couple. I still have a few for sale, so you can check them out in my shop. The one on the right here, number 77, has just sold not too long ago. So I have number 78 left, the one here with the blue thread. But I wanted to do a flip through of both of them. I always love doing my flip through videos because I sell these journals, so I never get to see them again. So it's a nice way for me to remember what I've done, what themes I've done, the covers, everything like that. So yeah, so number 78 is still up for sale. Let me leave the link right there so y'all can check it out. Hi, Letitia. Hi, Thunder. How are y'all? Okay, so the first one I'm going to show off is the one that has already sold, which is number 77. This junk journal is 8.5 inches tall, 5.5 inches wide on the cover, and 2 and some inches on the spine. 3 signature, fully decorated. As you can see, there's a lot of threadage. You can go ahead and cut it if you don't like it, but that came out. But I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with my journal, so there's a lot of threads coming out of everything pretty much. So this journal has a slight Jane Austen theme. There's little pockets everywhere, little journal cards that I put down. I spend most of my time making embellishments here on my channel for these journals. So I have a wide range of handmade embellishments that I've made over time. But yeah, most of the time I do spend making a lot of embellishments, which is, it's just my favorite part. But, and I just like having a large selection to pick from when it comes to making the journals and decorating the journals. So on my channel, most of the time you'll catch me making embellishments. Once in a while, I'll actually make a junk journal. And very rarely I will do a junk journal flip through. It takes me a while to make a journal from start to finish. And when I do, I like to make them collections. And so sometimes they take a while to make. This envelope is really old. That's at least from last year. So yeah, there's a slight Jane Austen theme to this. I also have a shop where I sell a lot of junk journal printables and also some junk journal supplies if you want to check it out. I basically like to make the whole junk journal out of junk and then embellish with, you know, printables because I can't really afford actual vintage items. So I use a lot of vintage images. Like this right here is a printable, but I like the look of vintage, so it excites me to do that. And I also print on the back of scrapbook paper, so that's great. Here's a little tuck spot I made of some printable postcards. And I do sell the floral die cuts if you're interested. Here's a journal card I made a while ago. Hey Monique, what's up? And this one's really old too. I can't even remember how old this is, but this is quite old. There's the Jane Austen images. Again, this journal has sold. This is number 77. I like to number my journals. And so I'm on number 77 and 78 completed. So that's cool. Or actually not. Sometimes I have a couple journals in between there that I didn't finish, and I have to go back and finish. But about 77 to 78 journals, approximately. So every single page on these journals has something on it. It's decorated in some way, or it's just visual. And these journals I put in my Franken paper, which I put in 2 pieces of Franken paper in the first signature and also in the second signature. These were a lot of fun to make, and so I decided to incorporate them in my Patchwork journal because they just go with the look, right? Yes. So I love it. I'm glad I got to do a redo of this journal. Because like I said, the first video, I don't know if the first replay was good, but when I watched it afterwards, it was just not good. Not good quality. So I even deleted it. I'm like, I'll just redo it. So hopefully my internet is a little bit better. It's kind of annoying. Here's a journal card. And again, I print on the back of scrapbook paper. And I'm in love with these teardrop paper clips. These are the best teardrop paper clips. Here's a tag I fixed up, sewed on a while ago. Once in a while, I'll take some scraps or just coordinating scrapbook papers and sew them up together to just make like a little rustic embellishment. Use some die cuts from my shop. And these are actually black and white images that I print on different types of colored paper. Again, here's another printable, so it looks like a vintage letter. It's really cute, perfect for your journals. The tag I made double-sided. I love the matte book paper. I try to have a nice selection of different papers other than printables inside my junk journals. I love putting just random little stamps on pages, making little pockets out of things. That's the best. There's the other side of that tag. Just some journal cards that I've had forever. It's time to use things up, right? Get some water 1 second. My bad, y'all. My bad. Okay. So I put about 14 to 15 pages per signature. I'm actually working on a new Christmas journal right now. If you don't follow my channel, I've been pretty much working on it step by step live here on my channel. So we are in the process of sewing in the signature in this fashion right here, basically invisible stitch of sorts. And what do they call it? Invisible, yes, invisible spine. What do they call it? There was a word for it. I can't remember. Hidden spine. Hidden spine. That's what it is. And I sew everything pretty much with the sewing machine. So I do sew in the signature in with a sewing machine as well. So if you want to check that out, I'll be working on that tonight on my pink Christmas junk journal. No pocket there. Sometimes I just put a big old project life card on top of a page that you normally can't write on, and that's not very interesting. I'll just put a giant project life card. I got a pack of project life cards from Tuesday morning, and I have been trying to use them up in any way possible. Sometimes I'll make them pockets, and sometimes like that I'll literally just put them on a page so that you can write on it. It's a good way to use them up. I don't know what to call this, but I made this from receipt paper. Just kind of collaged on top of it. I don't know what it's called. It's not exactly a journal card. It's just a thing. It's a thing I made. Here's another little Project Life card just in here. Who's here? Beverly. I said hi. Oh, did I say hi to Beverly? Letitia. What's up? What's up? Okay, so we're almost done with this one. I have a lot of Jane Austen or Regency era printables in my shop if you want to check them out. I have designed quite a few things. Here's a Jane Austen little file folder that I have. I also have these in different themes, but this one is the Jane Austen. And I printed that on the back of scrapbook paper, and the ink kind of bled a little bit, but it still looks good. I'm still happy with it. And this is a vintage receipt, or not receipt, it is a prescription. Jesus, I'm really testing my brain today. It's too early for me. Here's a big old text spot from one of those flowers from my shop. You can also cut these out too. I have those printables, and I like to make little text spots from them. That looks fun. Okay. We're almost done. Here's a little pocket I just stuck some things into. Sometimes I'll print out my printables really small and use them as little journal cards. This was just a fun page, so I left it like that. The other side of this was more boring. It was just like this, so I was like, eh. But this one has little flowers, so I was like, yes. Here's a Patricia Veramontes pocket. She is the queen of book page pockets. I'm also going to be trying out her Stains by Patty pockets soon. Basically, you can coffee dye and collage at the same time, you guys. So I'm excited to show y'all this. I'll be doing this real soon. That's Stains by Patty Pockets. Check her out. I'll leave her link down below. She's awesome. You gotta show how to do that print smaller. I can leave a link for you. I have a video on that. And that is number 77. So this one is already sold. So thank you to whoever bought it. I'll pack it up for you nice and right. Okay, so this one's number 78, and I do sign them on the back with the number. So number 78, I already left a link. It's in my shop. Patchwork journal, 8.5 inches tall, 5.5 inches wide with a 2 and some odd inch spine. 3 signature, fully decorated. Every single page has something on it. And of course, this is from the Patchwork collection. So I actually, sewed all the fabrics together, ironed them open. So you'll feel the ridges of where they are ironed and with the different layers of fabric. And then I went ahead in with a nice bright blue stitch in between all the layers of fabric. So that was a lot of fun. I did this whole process live on my channel. And I put book corners. I'm going to actually be adding book corners to the other journals I have for sale that I did not add book corners to because I literally just forget. So I'm going to add them to all my journals. I have a bunch of them. This is actually the last of this particular type of book corner that I have. I think these are by Tim Holtz, if I'm not mistaken. But they were pounded with the mallet into place. And yeah, this is a lot of work, a lot of fun though. And I will be making more. I'm always working on this. I also sell this fabric if you wanted to work on it for yourself. I sell the basically the fabric already put together in a nice size where you can maybe get about 2 smaller journals in this out of one piece. I sell 3 pieces at a time. So you can check it out and work with it yourself. Of course, this one also I used my Franken pages on the first and also the third signature. So you do get some of these fun papers. These are fun. I felt like they fit the theme. Again, this is number 78. Here I have a little jar embellishment that I am using as a little tuck spot right there. You can move things around if you want. So every single page of this journal, like I said, has something on it. Thank you, Patricia. Okay. So, there's definitely a mix of papers here, both digital and junky papers, such as this receipt paper right here, this line paper right here. This is a really cool book that I found about vintage Victorian village life. And it made for some interesting backgrounds. Here's a little jar for my shop and a Tim Holtz pocket die that I embellished with some of my flowers and a little black and white printable there. This is actually a post-it. I like to put these fun post-its that I find at shops. I guess they're more for like people who do the what is it called? The planners. But I like to buy them and put them down on pages where there's nothing really that you can write on. So it gives you a little journaling spot on that page. This is a fun journaling spot to make. I'll be making some of these for Christmas. I need some of those. And here's a tuck spot that I made from a die cut. And I just thought the colors really went well on this page. When it comes to decorating, I really only care about, does this match with this, match with this? That's really all I kind of care about on each page. Other than that, this journal has no theme. It's just a bunch of things that I have made and embellishments, journal cards, such and such. I made this fun trim. Oh yeah, I totally didn't even talk about it. I made this fun trim recently for Christmas. I don't have it near me, but I just made that for Christmas. And then I also have these fun ruffles. I sell these ruffles in my shop if you're interested. I've not made any of this recently, but I probably should because I've sold out of that. Here's some journal cards I printed out and a little jar. This journal actually uses the pages for my Charming Fragments book journal kit, I should say. So I spend most of my time making embellishments because I like to have a nice different selection while I'm decorating. I don't really like to make embellishments as I go. I spend a lot of time making embellishments. It's pretty much my favorite part of making journals. And they're fun. Here's a little typewriter die cut that I embellished here, and then I made it into a little tuck spot for this journal card that I coffee dyed and then stamped on. That was fun. Another little jar. I put a lot of jars in this journal. A lot of jars. And a lot of these journal cards, some of them are cardstock, some of them are just printout paper because I didn't want to make the journal too chunky. So there's a lot of spots for you to journal there. So giving it a mix of cardstock and regular paper embellishments kind of helps down, and journal cards kind of helps down with the bulkiness if that's an issue for you, but you still wanna stuff your journal. Just give it a mix. Here's more of those journal cards that I made, and this is from Love and Loyalty, I think. Here is a botanical image I stuck on there, and then this is from, I think, I don't want to say Graphic 45, but it's probably not. I don't even remember. I've had this forever. It was like a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper sheet with a bunch of little like journal cards on it that you cut out, and I've had that forever. This was a fun little embellishment to make with the stamp. Oh, I love it. I love this journal card or this tag that I fixed up with some fabric on this awesome fabric that I'm just in love with. It's actually a bed sheet. Here's just the ephemera that I printed out and sewed on. This is a fun card to alter. So I get to put a nice large mix of things in here. That's why really I spend a lot of my time making embellishments, because I like all the different things I can make, and they just take a minute. And then of course I make a collection of journals, and it's all gone, and so then I spend on. It's a cycle. It's a big old cycle. There's some Project Life cards, and this was in a junk journal. Well, actually, it was in a scrapbook paper pad, so I just cut it out. This paper pad had some really cool like journal cards that I cut out, so I'll be using those in my next bunch of journals. I like to buy scrapbook paper pads and cut them down to 8.5 by 11 to print on them, and then the extra pieces I use to make different embellishments. But it gives a little bit of interest. See, like this is a scrapbook paper page that I just printed on the back of. It's not very decorative, but I put it on the back of that. This is from that same scrapbook paper pad that I told you I had like journal cards in it that I cut out. Awesome, awesome. When I can get some use out of scrapbook paper. Here is journal card. Printed on the back of scrapbook paper. That's from my shop. And different things I stuck down on paper. When it's paper that like has nothing that I could do with it, and it's not that interesting, I'll just slap something on top of. You could write around it if you wanted to now more than you could before. So that's awesome. Thank you, Patricia. Here's a tuck spot that I made from a large embellishment that I've had forever. So it's like, yeah, I get to use it up. This is a large writing pad that I've been starting to use in different ways. On this page right here, I just stuck it the long way. There's like a date up here, but I just cut that part off. There's a nice quote here, so now it gives you some journaling spot on a page where normally you would not be able to journal. Here are some, this is from a Betty Crocker recipe book that I've cut up and used in different ways. This one's too large to really stick down on anything, so I decided to just use it as a journal card of sort, or just something to look at, really. Okay, and then a little stamp embellishment that I made a while ago into a little banner. I love it. Here's another one of those Post-it notes that I like to put down on pages where you normally can't write on. Same with these. I'm really in love with buying these like Post-it notes that are like interesting and stuff, because they are on thin paper, so they don't make for a very bulky thing they'll put down on your page. So I love that. Here's one of those black and white embellishments that are not embellishments, black and white ads from my shop that I printed out. Print them out on different sizes, different papers, such and such. Here's another one of those paper strip embellishments that I made a while ago, and this one makes a perfect just like little text spot right there, and it just adds a little bit of interest too, some color to the papers. Another jar, and this is another Patricia Viramontes pockets inspired by her. I love her. Okay, so there's that. Oh, and then there's a journal card here off to the side, like that. And I love it. Okay, here's just a floral die cut that I stuck on here. I thought would look nice on the side of this. Here is a sticker. Sometimes I'll use stickers. I have a sticker pad. This is a printout from Charming Fragments kit number 2. No. This is from Birds, Bees, and Peonies. But for some reason, I printed it out really small. So I just decided to put it in here. I thought it would look cute. I'm sure, I don't know what I was testing in this particular thing. I decided to stick it in here. This is an old embellishment too. And this should be a pocket here, so you can put something in here too. Some vintage stamps I stuck on here. Vintage tickets that I embellished with some floral die cuts. Here's one of those alcohol inked cards that I stamped on. And then here's just a little pocket. And pockets everywhere. And journal cards. This is that black and white ephemera set that I printed out on purple paper. So it looks pretty cool. Here's those tags that I made for my pages. I love them. I need to make more of these for sure. A lot of my sets of ephemera, I'll make them so that it prints out 2 images per page so that you can use them in your signatures like this. Or you can, of course, shrink them down and use them like this right here in particular. Here's another Patricia Veramontes pockets. Or I can't remember if it is her. I don't know. Anything that's book. I watched a lot of her videos, so I just attribute anything that is book page to her. I can't remember. This is old. This is really old. Here's a scrap paper printed on the back of a pocket here. I designed these after I saw some from Michaels. I just thought it would look interesting here. A little writing space if you wanted to write something on here. This is also from my shop. These fruit things, fruit images. It's the best. It's the best. One of these. I don't know what to call this. This is something I made. I could have put a little tag on there, a little hole with the fabric ribbon on there if I wanted to. Bingo card, another mason jar. Pocket here. I like to make these simple strip of scrap of paper with the numbers for my shop, just to give it a little interest. Here's a die cut for my shop. I also have these printables, so you can cut them out yourself if you'd like. I use my scan and cut a lot. There's another one of those. Before I got the lined image, I just did it on regular scrapbook or regular coffee dyed paper there. But then I got my stamp, so I did it the other way. Here's a text dot right here from some strips of scrapbook paper. Again, this journal doesn't really have a theme. It's just a bunch of stuff I've made in the past that you can now call yours if you'd like. All right, let's see. Some stickers that I have that I put down. Something I printed on the back of. I like this important message while you were out. I can't remember where I got this. I took a couple of them. And I decided to use them here and there sparingly. Here's another one of those awesome Post-it notes that I love. Love, love, love Post-it notes like that. Some lined paper, fruit paper, this Village Life book I love. Journal card in here. Project Life card and one of my library cards. Do you ever get pictures back of what people do with your journals after the writing? No. I don't, but that's okay. It's okay. This looks good. There's a little jar and a little printable, which I think I printed on the back of something I messed up, but that looks cool too. There's a little charming, that'll go in there. Product life card. Gotta have something to write on. Here's a photo from my shop that I printed on photo paper. So it looks awesome. Little text spot here. And that is it, you guys, for number 77 and number 78. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. I will be live tonight. I will be working on my Christmas drunk journal. So if you're interested in checking out the process of how I basically sew the signatures into this chipboard cover using this hidden spine method, you can check out my channel. I'll be going live tonight at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to check me out, you can catch the replay tomorrow if you cannot. But you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you guys so much for your support. Again, number 78 is still up for sale. 77 has sold. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your help. And thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I will see y'all tonight. Bye.